Father, thank you for the blessing of another day and for this opportunity we have to conduct business on behalf of Potosi Schools. I ask that you grant us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding so that we can make decisions that will be in the best interest of our students and staff. As we begin a new year, Father, I ask that you bless our families, our staff, our administrators, our school board members. Help us to maintain positive attitudes and to work together for the good of this community and this district. We ask these things in your Son's name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I'll call the meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Here.
Here.
Yeah.
Here. All right, thanks to everyone for being here today. We appreciate your interest and your commitment to our school. Do we have any comments from the public?
No.
Okay. All right, minutes of the regular board meeting, July 10th, 2023, and minutes of the special board meeting, August 1st, 2023. Does anyone have any questions or comments with regards to those, or I'd entertain a motion to approve?
Make a motion, we approve the board meetings.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second his motion.
All right, roll call, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Financial reports, encumbrances, and change orders.
Tonight I have a supplemental report that I'm going to bring to you that will accompany those individual reports that you had in your packet, and I'll go over this with you.
Yes. Thank you.
Sorry.
You're fine.
I'll get that for you. Sorry. Okay, what this report is it is the operational funds. So the operational funds, the general building and child nutrition provide for the day-to-day. And they're going to cover from payroll to our overhead to our supporting our instruction. And so how I want to look at this with you is you'll see that I also have 4 years analysis and comparisons. And this month I just have the one report because July is the first month. The next month we would have a second report, which would be year to date, but because July is the first month, that would be redundant to provide that for you. So the general fund, if you'll look and you'll see our beginning balance, 2.4, almost 2.5 million. And when we go back to 21, it was at 2.6. And we did see a decline, but we're now back into the growth and building and get where we were before. And then on our revenues, you'll see that it fluctuates throughout the years, and that is sometimes common because of our federal programs, timing, when we receive it, summer programs, and when we have those and receive those. And then some of this prior year in 22, you'll notice just across for this one time, the revenues in the building and the general fund, we did have some ESSER COVID money that was split between those two funds. And that's why we did see some variances that year. But I did not see any significant findings in fluctuation of the expenditures when going through this. So now on the building fund had an increase of 73% to the beginning fund balance. And what happened in June was when we received that Red Bud money that we're going to get to work on our capital improvements. And we're excited that we did have our first meeting. Mr. Kempnick has been doing an excellent job of putting that together and planning and organizing that for those of us to participate and all contribute to that. So in '22, like I mentioned, that jump as compared to prior years was a one-time situation where we had some ESSER money that helped with some construction. So that is unusual. And it was a federal reimbursement. Now, on the child nutrition, you'll see we have a significant increase from '24 as compared to '21. And what happened is the ESSER money did come in between those times and cause a big increase in that. And the overall revenue increase for this month was a 19% increase. And some of the trouble with the fund balance was the way that it has to be spent. There were strict stipulations that had to go through child nutrition that were different stipulations that we had in other areas. And Cindy also had some trouble in getting some of the items, like the appliances and the traditional things that we've seen over the last few years, not coming in timely. She's still working on properly spending that, and with some awnings and things for our freezers. And so the revenues, you'll notice that we did have an increase over the years. And one of the things that did cause that in the month of July was in '21, there was just not the summer program that we do foresee that to stay in place now. So overall, our operational beginning balances has increased 27%. So even though we have a little bit of a decline from prior year, when we look at it to the past 4 years, we have seen an increase. And we'll continue to look to make sure that we're balancing and keeping an eye on that. And this will be interesting, I think, to see month to month and being able to compare over 4 years. And I apologize, I want to go back to child nutrition and do an update. The child nutrition lunch balances were $68,000 2 weeks before school was out. And at the end of July, it's only at $12,500. And already in the month of August, she's collected $250 more. So we are still attempting and receiving the old collections, and that will be interesting to see as well on month to month, and since we're going to be doing some different things and not get to that point again. Do you have any questions?
No questions, I'd entertain. There's no questions, I'd entertain a motion to approve. Or were you going to?
I can still go over a couple of line items on the encumbrances.
Okay.
There was just, this month we just have a lot of encumbrances, if you look through your packet. And I just wanted to confirm with you that I did check that what happens in July is we just earmark some funds that we know are going to happen in the different areas. And then we just had a couple of things. We had the bus line behind the elementary schools needed some maintenance, and that's on page 3, and that was for $4,000. And that's not a usual expense. But Devin did a good job in getting that done and ready for the school year. On page 5, we have Ross Transportation, $20,000, and that is the charger for the electric bus that we don't have yet, coming soon. But that was paid for with a grant, so that is going to be, has already been received and will not be an expense to the district. And then we have some textbooks going out on page 6. We did have a textbook payout of $31,455, and Diane's been doing a great job. She and I have been working together to ensure that keeping an eye on the budget and planning ahead for what the needs are, and that we have sufficient balance to meet those needs. And that's all I have.
Does anyone have any questions or comments with regards to either our financial reports or our encumbrances? And I'm assuming there's no change orders? Not, I'd entertain now a motion to approve.
I move that we approve. Second?
All right, roll call, please.
Joe,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
McGee,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Discussion and vote to approve or not approve the list of dates, times, and places of regular school board meetings for 2024.
Yeah, that is in your packet. All of our board meetings for the 24 year would be the second Monday of the month, just like they are now. And for the year, there was no conflict, so no adjustments. Every one of them is second Monday of the month. So, yeah.
All right, anyone have any questions or comments with regards to the proposed meeting dates for next year? Not, I'd entertain a motion to approve.
I make a motion, we approve the dates for the board meetings next year.
I'll second his motion.
All right, roll call, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Discussion and vote to approve or not approve the 2023-2024 contracts agreements.
Yeah, let me go through these real quick. So we've got the 5B clearinghouse services. So we have 41-ish drivers in Poto, and what this will do is it'll run queries on any type of road driver violations, anything like that. So they're kind of working in the background. We don't want someone to get a DUI and then us not know for 4 months. So that's what that is. Presence Learning. This is our speech path services for Poto Public Schools. The contract that you're looking at, that was an addition, the one from Presence. It is much lower than what it would be because we were able to, well, we'll be recommending Haley Lauermore later, and that is a speech path. So this contract isn't near what it would have been because we were able to hopefully, with your approval, get a speech path in our district, which is going to be huge for us. The memorandum of understanding with Choctaw Nation, the Head Start Special Ed, that is for related services. That's speech, OT, and PT. That's a yearly item.
All right. Anyone have any questions or comments with regards to any of those contracts or memorandums of understanding? Not, I'd entertain a motion.
I move to approve the contract. Second?
All right, roll call, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Discussion and vote to approve or not approve the membership for Poto Public Schools with OSSBA.
Yeah, so earlier in the year, we approved the OSSBA services. From the policy standpoint, this is just service membership. So we do have the policies already in place. That was approved. I was telling Kelly, I was like, I think we already did this, but no, it was the policy. So this is for the services.
So you-
I make a motion. We approve it.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Yes.
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 Discussion and vote to approve or not approve updates to the 2023-2024 athletic assignment list.
These were just a couple of last-minute additions. Coach Warner got with me and said, hey, we had left some people off. So 5th and 6th grade basketball, we added Shannon Stubbs. That was one that Mr. Hackler, Todd Hackler, had been in. He left, and we didn't even realize that. So got that one in there. And then we have assistant soccer, Spencer Hall, as an assistant soccer. So those are the only adjustments we have, and they're highlighted on or circled on your sheet there.
All right. Any questions or comments with regards to any of those updates? Not, I'd entertain a motion.
I'll move.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right. Roll call, please. Yes.
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 Discussion and vote to approve or not approve a board resolution to transfer funds from the PHS Rodeo Team Project number 951 in the amount of $830 as a partial refund for donated funds to Misty Judd.
Okay, so this is a unique item. I called legal and talked to them. They hadn't seen this. They had to do research because a unique situation has happened. So we had $1,000 donated, not fundraising. It wasn't fundraising activity. It was a donation directly from the family to Project 951 Rodeo. The kids were, shortly after that, were told they weren't able to be involved in the rodeo, so they were dismissed from the team, and then there was $170 in clothing that was already purchased and given. So this is the $1,000 minus the $170, so that's how we got to the $830. So basically, we're just refunding the money that they simply donated And did check with legal. This is the way we have to do it if we're going to do that for auditors, et cetera. So,
Any discussion? Not, I'd entertain a motion.
I make a motion we approve,
The refund?
second.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Yes.
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 Yes. Discussion and vote to approve or not approve an out-of-state activity trip for the PHS and junior high boys and girls cross-country teams.
yeah, this is a yearly item. This is the Chili Pepper Festival cross-country meet, Fayetteville, Arkansas. So they have been doing it yearly, and it is a great event. If you've never been there, it's really cool. Tons of kids from all over are there, so it's good.
I make a motion to approve it.
Roll call, please. Yes?
Yes.
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 Discussion and vote to approve or not, discussion and vote to approve and/or sanction or not approve and/or sanction booster clubs for the 2023-2024 school year.
Yeah, so this is the very last one. This is baseball, the Dugout Club, and then after this, we should have everyone sanctioned. This was a follow-up to one of our previous meetings.
Any discussion with regards to their application? Not, I'd entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve it.
I'll second.
All right, roll call, please.
Yes.
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 Yes. Discussion and vote to approve or not approve activity account fundraisers for the 2023-2024 school year.
So we did list them here just to make it easier for you. Each one of them has a sheet accompanied with it, so not near as many as we had early in the year, but this is a follow-up to that.
Anybody have any questions or any discussion with regards to these proposed activity account fundraisers? Entertain a motion.
Make a motion we approve the,
I'll
Okay.
second his motion.
All right, roll call, please.
Yes.
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 Vote to approve or not approve surplus items.
And we did have an additional sheet there that was added late. So you should have a list there for your surplus. The last one that was added was the youth tackling sled that's located over at PKMS currently.
This surplus equipment, is it gonna be donated to another school or
Yeah, great question.
tossed
So-
in the trash or?
No, well, possibly. So with surplus, what my goal is that we have a surplus sale every summer. And we got stuff that's just been stacked up on us, so we need to be moving our surplus items. Get them surplus and move them. So that's an area we just gotta get better at on our end. Could be donated, could be thrown away if it's trash, could be sold as well. We could have an actual surplus sale. Whatever's sold is sold, whatever's not, we dispose of. So I think that end is one that we'll be having to work in central office, just figure out a better routine to be able to move our surplus items.
Any other questions? Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to surplus the list of
Okay.
items.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Yes.
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 Any new business?
None.
Facility report.
Mr. Cochran?
So just a couple of things with regard to the Poto Theater. That repair has been submitted for solicitation for bids. There will be a pre-bid meeting this Thursday 10 o'clock for any contractors that want to come look at that. And then the bids are due back on September 6th. So we should have something for you for the next board meeting to look at and approve. As far as the electric bus, it has come off the assembly line. It's now gone to get air conditioning put in it. So we should receive it sometime mid-September, is what we're looking at. So hopefully by the end of September, we'll have the thing on the road and trying it out. So that's all I have.
Great, thank you. Superintendent's report.
Yeah, so capital improvement, excited to where our capital improvement committee is at right now. Our next meeting is next Wednesday. I'm hoping to have a capital improvement plan to you guys. September, could be October, depending on how we do in this next meeting. I also want to bring your attention to a school safety pilot that was put in place for the next 3 years. That'll grant $92,000 to our district and every other district in the state. So I think that'll be a part of our capital improvement as well. We'll be able to knock a lot of items off the list by using those funds. So I really feel like that'll be a good asset for our district to be able to knock off. We have a lot of security items. When we talk to our capital improvement, there's a lot of security items on there. So I really feel like that money will go in and really help get our facilities where they need to be and our safety where they need to be. When it comes to start of the year update, I want to, this year, my hope is that you guys see our principals more and at board meetings they're able to present to you. We got so many great things happening at POTO, so we need to be hearing from our principals and they need to be sharing that. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and have Miss Chrissy Smith come up and she's going to fill you in on some positives that happened. We've got the first 3 days done, so I'm sure they all got positives to share with you guys on kind of how we started off the year.
All right, well, I feel like that we've gotten off to a really good start, and it all started last Monday, a week ago, with a great professional development session that Mrs. Tillery set up for us from a man named Mark McLeod, and he talked to us about building relationships with our students and investing in our students' emotional health, and so we had a lot of good comments from our teachers about that, and I feel like that was very beneficial to get us started off on a good note for the school year. And then Tuesday, we had back to school night, and I feel like it was very successful. We had about 95% of our parents and students to attend that, to come and meet their teachers and drop off their school supplies and see the classrooms that their teachers had spent hours working on to prepare. On Thursday, of course, was the first day of school, and it all went really well. Really well. I didn't feel like there were any problems at all. We currently have about 420 students enrolled at the primary school, and we're still enrolling every day. So I'm sure that number will increase quite a bit. We also started Pirate Quest on Thursday, and Amber Brand, you know, she's only been hired for a short time, but she's come in and done just a fabulous job in getting that program up and going. And we have about 50 students currently enrolled in that program, and I do believe that will increase as well soon. Also during the craziness of getting school started back, Mr. McGehee and I were talking about how the first of the school year is always kind of stressful and busy, and it's not one of our favorite times of the year, honestly. But during that crazy time, the State Department of Ed actually announced that they would be awarding up to $1,000 toward teachers' Donors Choose projects. And it was kind of a short notice on being able to apply for that, but we had about 20 teachers apply, and so far we know about 17 have been awarded for their projects, and then we still think that the others will be, but they just haven't heard yet. So we're really excited about that. Of course, our teachers work so hard, and I'm very grateful to the State Department for providing that for our teachers. That's about it. We are looking forward to a great school year, and I just want to say how much we appreciate you all and your service to our students and for our district. We couldn't do it without your support.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Kelly, you're next.
I also feel that the primary school the upper elementary, I was at the primary for so long, it's hard to get that off my mind. We have gotten off to a great start. Like Christy said, the professional development was wonderful. It kind of got everybody ready to get started. They were kind of all fired up and ready to meet their students. We also had a back-to-school night on Tuesday before school starts. The teachers are there for 3 hours to greet the families. The students bring their school supplies, get their desks all ready. So on the first day, when they get to school, they're ready to go. They don't have to lug those supplies on the bus. One of the things they do at the back-to-school night is there's a parent orientation too that kind of tells the parents what to expect during the school year, what to expect at morning drop-off. Morning drop-off and afternoon pickup are the two things that they're most concerned about. But anyway, I think that having that back-to-school night makes the first day of school, the first few days run so much better because they've already been there. They know where their class is and they don't have to do that on the first day. The one thing that back to school night cannot help out with is the traffic, and I know some of you have experienced first day traffic firsthand. It really is just very hectic on the first day. The teachers and the staff, of course, they're out there, trying to help get the kids out of the cars and make it go really quickly, which the first day never goes quickly. But anyway, it improves every day. So if you are there the first day and you think, oh my goodness, it's not like that. Every day it gets better. And this morning, I'm happy to report the bulk of the traffic was pretty much gone at 7:45. It was just a few, driving through. So that was much improved. Also, afternoon pickup, is a little more difficult at the beginning of the school year too because, we have a whole new grade that doesn't know what to do, so we're trying to train those parents. But anyway, again, we had staff out there and it ran really smooth. Today was good. I tried to watch to see, the traffic was cleared out around 3:20, and that will continue to improve. If you are in our classrooms at the beginning of the year, what you will hear and see is teachers teaching the kids the rules and the procedures for the year. They take them to the playground, they take them to the cafeteria, they walk the halls, they stop at the bathroom, they talk about what the rules and the procedures are. They demonstrate and they just spend a lot of time practicing so the kids know exactly what to expect and what to do. I wanted to talk about the Donors Choose also because my teachers were so excited, and I had one of the teachers send me the message they got because I really didn't know how they knew about it. I didn't know about it, but this message says, the Oklahoma Office of Management and Enterprise Service is proud to support Oklahoma teachers and reward the sacrifices and extra effort teachers made during the COVID-19 pandemic to support students' academic, social, and emotional needs. I just thought that was really nice that they thought about that. ONES hopes this investment provides lasting support for each classroom across the state. Thank you for all of your hard work during these challenging times to provide a quality education to Oklahoma students. And I appreciated them thanking the teachers because they do work very hard. So anyway, all in all, I think it has been a great start, and I'm looking forward to a great new year. I do want to commend the faculty and staff because they do a great job.
How many students you have?
How many students? We have about 470. So.
And as a parent 25 years ago and a grandparent now, I appreciate those teachers of all of y'all's out there when you drop off those kids.
Well, thank you.
They always got a smile. They know them by name.
Yes, Well, it really does brighten your day to be out there and to greet the kids when they first get out of the car. So
And they're in
I
there.
enjoy being out there, and I appreciate you.
Whether it's
saying that.
raining, whatever, they're there. And it's good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Dr. Gill?
Well, thank you for the opportunity to share some things about our school. Like everyone else, our custodians and maintenance staff and teachers were working hard during the summer months to prepare our campus and our classrooms for back to school. Our district directors helped us. Devin and I are pretty close friends. Or frenemies, because the middle school has lots of needs, and he and his staff helped us a great deal during the summer. We had 12 faculty members who attended 3 days of summer training at UCO in Edmond, and Ms. Oliver and I were able to attend with them. And they were very enthusiastic and creative learners and showed great teamwork. So that time together really helped us get ready to work together at the beginning of the school year. So that was a great opportunity for us. I'm really pleased with the preparations. We have quite a few new teachers this year, and new to the district, and brand new teachers as well. And they have really worked hard to jump in and learn about our site and work together with their mentors to prepare for the school year. So I'm very, very pleased with the things that I'm seeing from them. We had approximately 85% of the parents of our 293 5th and 6th graders who attended back to school night last Tuesday. Our first 3 days of school have gone very smoothly. Drop off is a lot easier at the middle school since we have fewer students and we don't have another school right next door to us. Overall, I'd say that our 5th and 6th graders have made very positive first impressions on our teachers. And as a site, our faculty and staff have been very excited about meeting their students and what we're seeing and hearing from them at the beginning of the school year. I would like to commend our district leaders and you guys for your support, because some really great things are happening that I feel like are going to make a big impact on our district. Our professional development was exceptional at the beginning of the school year, and a lot of our teachers had very positive things to say about that. Our new teacher orientation was at sites this year, which is something different than what we've had before, and maybe because I had several new teachers, I felt like that was really a great time and a great opportunity to meet with them and prepare them for what was coming during the mad rush at the beginning of the school year. I appreciated that our district leaders allowed us to attend COSA as a team, and I felt like that really helped us get on a really positive start as leaders. And then our mentor program has been really well received at our site among our brand new teachers and also our teachers who are new to the district, because every school runs things so differently. That's been very helpful to them. And also the substitute handbook. We all have substitutes that come in and out of our buildings, and it's really nice to have something uniform. So we are very appreciative of the leadership that we're receiving. So thank you guys for the opportunity to share tonight.
Thank you.
Good evening. At the SEC, we started out with a family night on Tuesday, and we had approximately 200 students there. Our students were greeted with a goodie bag with an SEC Building Skilled Pirate pencil in. I was proud of that. And our teachers chose to put different treats in there as well as messages to the students. We had about 200 students. I think that's more than we've ever had in the time that I've been there. They also received a bingo card that they got signed by all of their teachers, and then we drew names out for prizes on Friday, and they all enjoyed that quite a bit. We also invited parents to a Title I meeting that we held in our cafeteria. We had a banner there as well where parents were asked to put encouraging words for teachers and students, and we're going to hang that up in our hallway. We were proud to have the Choctaw Nation there to administer Tdap shots. That's a vaccination that all seventh graders are required to have by the state. Last year, they gave 2 shots. This year, they gave 27 shots. So that was due to the hard work of my secretary, Liz Collins. She made sure that happened. I want to give a huge shout out to my office staff. For the first time since I've been in administration, all of our TDAP shots and all of our enrollments were taken care of by the first day of school. This year, our teachers have been awesome. Last year, we worked really hard on our mission statement, and part of that says that we try to provide a safe, nurturing, and inclusive environment where students are valued and celebrated for their unique talents and ability. My teachers have bought into that, and for the first 3 days of school, I've really seen them try to impart that with the students. Our motto this year is Building Skilled Pirates, and we have our expectation posters up in the hallway, and we remind kids, you know, it's hard for junior high kids to remember from day to day what the expectations are, but we've posted those in our hallway, and we're excited about that. Our character traits this year are responsibility, tenacity, grit, and kindness, and we've asked our teachers to use that in their everyday language in their classrooms. I was also very excited to pull in the parking lot on Thursday morning and see a sign in our lawn from one of our parents. That was pretty exciting for us to see. We don't usually get that kind of thing, but that made our kids' day and our teachers' day as well. Students seem to be remembering where their classes are and how to get to those classes. That's an accomplishment on the third day of school for junior high kids. And although we did have a few traffic issues on the first day, I want to brag on the SEC because I think we're the pickup champions. It takes at most about 18 minutes to get every student on the bus or in a car, and our record is about 13 minutes. But we're excited for the year to come, and we look forward to the cool things that are going to happen. Thank you.
How many students do you have?
Right now, about 325, but we enroll, it seems like one every day for the first couple of weeks.
All right, I first want to start out by saying thanks to our district leaders. Without them, we cannot do what we do on a daily basis. So big shout out to them. But I'm here to really brag on 3 groups of people. First, you know, we're about 700 students in the high school. So we are the largest that Poto's ever been. About 210 of those are freshmen. So it's an interesting journey that we're bestowing upon. But I first want to start and brag on our custodians and maintenance people. As you can see, you know, the high school is a massive campus. There's a lot of things that we are required and responsible for. Kind of the paint jobs you see on the gym and the football field and the fine arts building. A lot of the graphics. So our custodians and maintenance, you know, put a lot of time and effort in getting these buildings ready for our teachers to come. And next, I want to brag on our teachers. Our teachers done a great job coming to PT or a PD with the positive attitudes that's needed, you know, day in, day out, because motivation only gets you so far, let's just face it. So you got to know your why to get through every day. We had back to school night for the first time since pre-COVID. It seemed like the entire school showed up, but I think most of them was just 210 freshmen. So that was interesting. All of our teachers wore the same staff t-shirt. Got a lot of compliments because, you know, unity is what we preach. And then lastly, our PHS students. You know, this year was the first time that we were able to use the beautiful BLK. So we had grade-specific assemblies going over what I expect from them and what they can expect from me as an instructional leader. And so today, for the first time, this has been the best year in my 9 years here in Poto. I walked down the hallway this morning throughout different hours, and kids were where they're supposed to be. They were in the classroom. They wasn't running around. We have 9 new faces in the high school alone, which is bringing a great, different positive attitude than what we're used to. And so all in all, it's been the best year in 9 years, and we appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
So as you can see, we've got exceptional leaders in the district. We're really proud that I was blessed enough to have such a great admin team, so appreciate you guys. Moving to the next item on here is legislative review. I want to cover, there's a lot. Every year, as you know, legislation is changing and schools have new things. So I just want to highlight a couple instead of going through the whole list. So let's talk about House Bill 1041 first. If you haven't heard, there's going to be another requirement, another alternative diploma as opposed to the traditional diploma we've had. So this will be the first year that there is a second diploma in our state. And so this second diploma is one for students that might be on the severe profound side, where they probably can't meet all the actual requirements that you would put out because until, just where they're at, they're not at that level. They can't quite do that. So this alternative diploma will be the first year this year, and I've talked with Joe. He's working on what this actually looks like for Poto. I think everybody in the state's going to be doing the same thing, trying to figure out how other people are doing this. And we do have one kid that it affects pretty quickly, and we'll have others that it will affect. So just a heads up. So we'll be working through that and trying to figure out what that looks like as we go. Senate Bill 26. So this was put in last year. This is the one that said coaches couldn't go into the locker rooms. If they were a male coach, they couldn't go into female locker rooms before, during, or after the game and coach their kids up. So there was really some awkward terminology in there, because obviously we want our coaches communicating with our players. So the Senate Bill 26, it amended it where our coaches can enter before, during, or after, as long as kids are fully clothed, which obviously that's what we want as well. And there has to be the same gender coach that goes in there too, or another adult that's in there with that coach. So are some little guidelines on that, but I am glad they fixed that. Senate Bill 429, this one is the one that allows tribal regalia for our students that are graduating. So this is now is across the state. Everybody's got to do it. I think it was Sapulpa, but I'm not sure. Is that right? Was it Sapulpa that threw the issue with the tribal regalia? Yeah. So because of that, now everybody's got requirements for that. I talked with Mr. Ballard about this as well, and we're on the front end of this. He said we're good. So I'm glad to know that we're not changing based on these. We're already in line. And then 6-week maternity leave. Now this is something that we've needed for a long time, to be honest. I can't tell you how many female teachers we've had that have come through, not just Poto, but statewide, and they have 2 or 3 kids. Next thing you know, they don't have any sick days. They've used all their sick days up. At the end, when you retire, you want to bank 120 days, which is a full year, but they can't do that because of the way the system's set. So now there's 6 weeks of maternity built in. So it's based on the day of the birth, 6 weeks after that. So, and then, there are other options as well. But this is part of that. Obviously, Poto will be in line with the new law with that. But there's others, but I think those are probably the most pertinent to Poto. And then that's all I've got on my report.
Awesome, thank you.
Yep.
All right, I'd entertain a motion to convene into executive session.
Second.
Okay. First and second, roll call, please. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly what you're talking about.
That probably Joe, he need to go. And, property out there we're talking about, we were to get, some people, you know, if the price would either go up on other land or go down.
The board met in executive session to discuss personnel items and real property, and no other matters were discussed as authorized by Title 25, Oklahoma statute sections 307, B1 and 3 of the Oklahoma Open Meeting Act. Those present were the board members and Mr. Kempnick. The board did not take any official votes or actions in executive session and returned to open session at 7:09 p.m. Vote to approve or not approve the resignations of employees submitted since the posting of the agenda.
I move that we approve salary 20, number 21, 22. Does that cover all of them?
2021, 22? Yes. Is there a second?
I second his motion.
Roll call, please.
Yes,
Yes.
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 All right, we miss anything? You can tell this happened one time where we did, so I always ask. I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion, we adjourn.
I'll second his motion.
All right. Roll call, please. Yes.
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 All right.